example of for upload screen. I've taken an upload screen example, and I've considered the dialog box that will ask the user to upload a photo with certain conditions. So the conditions are PNG format image, file size less than 32 KB, resolution 137 into 177. These are the three conditions, and the actions to that conditions are upload photo, error message as resolution mismatch, error message as size mismatch, error message as format mismatch, error message as resolution and size mismatch, error message as format and resolution mismatch, error message as format and size mismatch.
So finally, how many test cases you were able to derive, Pooja? Are you getting my point, Pooja?
The audio, I didn't hear, sir. Totally, I got eight test cases.
8 test cases. Okay, very good, Pooja. So I hope you have covered each and every corners, I guess, Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, Pooja. Good, keep it up. Manasa.
Yes, sir.
Assignment, ma?
No, sir.
Okay, so please don't miss.
I'll get it done, sir.
So the more you accept the tasks and you complete the tasks, you
Yes, sir,
become
I'll do,
confident. Okay, you become confident.
Yes, sir.
So in the interview, any interviewer asks question means confidently you can answer. Why?
Yes, sir.
Because one level of practice you would have done. So through the tasks you would have understood the concept correctly. So if you would have understood the concept correctly means confidently you can answer in the interview. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Tasks that I assign for you people, please accept those tasks, perform those tasks, you become confident.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine. So in our last session, okay, we covered some 3 test design techniques.
Yes, sir.
We just got to know purpose of test case design techniques are test design techniques. Types of test design techniques. So we completed with equivalence class partitioning. So how can we explore or how can we use equivalence class partitioning technique in order to derive the test cases? Then we got to know how can we use boundary value analysis to derive the test cases. Then we got to know about decision table technique, how to use this technique in order to derive test cases. So totally 3 test design techniques we have completed. Okay, totally how many number of test design techniques we have completed? Manas, please reply me.
3, sir.
3, sir.
Super. So now tell me, Pooja and Manasa, which is the next type of test case design technique? That is state transition diagram. Correct, right? Correct, right? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
In between, the voice is not
Yes.
audible, sir.
No
Yes, sir.
issues. Now my voice is clear now for you all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after decision table based test design technique, which is the next technique? Please go through that PPT and tell me which is the next design technique.
State transition.
State transition diagram. Okay. So I'll just read out the points. Okay. For these points, I'll be conveying you. Okay. In the diagram. So first point, let me read. In state transition technique, changes in input conditions, change the state of the application. Once again, I repeat, especially in this technique, if you change the input conditions, just because of those input conditions, state of the application will change. Please remember. This testing technique allows the test engineer to test the behavior of an application under test. The second point, much explanation is not required, I guess. First point, don't worry. Okay, so through diagram, I'll just convey that first point. Much explanation is not required. It is third point. The test engineer can perform this action by entering various input conditions in a sequence. Again, this point as well, I will convey you people through diagram, state transition diagram. Last point. In state transition technique, the testing team provides positive as well as negative input test values for evaluating the system behavior. In simple manner, if I want to tell, in this state transition technique, as a test engineer, we will be providing positive values as well as negative values. Why we will provide positive values as well as negative values? To check the behavior of the application. So this is all about your fourth point. So I guess no doubts in the 4 points.
No.
One example, login page is there of some application. Okay. So which logs the username after 3 wrong attempts of password. So Pooja and Manasa, are you aware of this situation? Have you people came across this situation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Manasa, you tell me, according to your experience, this particular situation, in which application you have noticed?
Gmail, sir.
Gmail. Okay. Pooja, have
Banking
you came across
application.
which one, ma? Which one, ma? Pooja, which one?
Banking application, sir.
Banking
Banking
application.
application.
Okay. Which banking application?
Yono SBI or credit card
Oh.
application.
Okay. You use credit card as well?
Yes, sir.
Acha. Okay. See, normally ladies will not use credit cards. Okay, good. So it is somewhat month ending whenever we face that month end crunch. So credit cards will become God for us, right? So am I audible? Bada, bada. Yes. So there was some problem from my side. So I don't know, since from yesterday internet issues I'm facing. Many times I informed customer care as well. I don't know. Pooja, you have Wi-Fi, Pooja?
At home, sir, or
Act.
office?
Okay.
At home. No, I don't have.
No, at home you don't have Wi-Fi.
No, I don't have.
Okay. Manasa?
No, sir.
Okay. Then you guys are using mobile network.
Yes, sir. What about you, sir? You are using Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
I think, sir.
You see, if I am not using Wi-Fi, in case.
Not work only.
Uh,
In postpaid, it works well, sir. Mine is Airtel postpaid, and it works really well.
okay. Prepaid, we face some issues.
Yeah.
Mhm. I don't know. Since from yesterday, same things it is repeating. Okay, no issues. I will just share the screen. You please notice here. Okay. So what I was discussing with you people. So I was just discussing regarding this example. So Manasa told that she had experienced this case in Gmail application, and Pooja had told me that in banking application she had experienced. Right, Pooja and Manasa.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. See, here there is one functionality. So, in one application, login page is there. So, that login page of an application. So, it is going to get locked after 3 wrong attempts of password. See, if you take any application for security reasons, okay, for security reasons, at some certain number of what wrong attempts of password as username, okay, automatically the account will get blocked. Okay, automatically the account will get blocked. Okay, understood now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here that functionality is there. For that functionality, using state transition diagram, we have to derive the test cases. Okay, here you please notice here. Okay, so first you people have to what prepare the table like this. Okay, what you have to prepare? You have to prepare table like this, please remember. So here, how many attempts they are asking? How many attempts?
3 attempts.
3 attempts. Okay, so 3 attempts means first attempt, second attempt, third attempt. So that is with respect to login. Please remember. Okay, now you notice. First attempt, second attempt, third attempt. Then see, if user enters valid username, valid password, so he has to get redirected to home page. So that is also one step. Next, see, after 3 wrong attempts of password, don't you think login has to get blocked or user account has to get blocked, and it has to display one message, account locked, please consult administrator. So for this functionality, we will undergo 5 steps. Please remember, my dear students, while login into the application, we will be undergoing 5 states according to this requirement. So state. So this is functionality. So when we enter correct password, next incorrect password. So table we have to create like this with the columns. Okay, now S1 state 1 means first attempt. S2 means second attempt. S3 third attempt. S4 home page. S5 display a message as account locked, please consult administrator. Now state column we have filled, login column we have filled. See, login is nothing but as per the requirement. That is the functionality. That functionality name as it is you have to mention. So now tell me, Pooja and Manasa, totally how many number of columns we have completed?
2.
2 columns we have completed. Okay. Keeping these 2 columns as reference, now we have to write the states for this correct password, incorrect password. Please remember. Okay. Now tell me, my dear students. Attempt. If we enter correct password, tell me, it has to display what?
Home page.
So now application has to change from S1 state to S2 state, which means home page. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, in the first state only, or in the first attempt only, if the user enters incorrect password, so it has to go to S2 state. S2 state means what? Application should provide one more chance or one more attempt to enter the password. Understood? So from S1 state, it reaches S4. So when it is going to reach S4, when user enters correct password. Okay, you have to test this condition as well. State 1, in the first attempt itself, user enters incorrect password. Now tell me to which state? Okay, functionality has to reach
Yes.
S2.
Okay, now so S4, S2 over. Now S2 means second attempt. So in the second attempt, okay, user enters correct password. Now tell me, from S2 to which state that functionality has to reach?
S4.
S4.
S4. S4 means what? Home page has to
Home
get
page.
displayed. Okay. So with respect to correct password, second attempt we have understood. We have tested. Now S2 state only. In S2 state only, user will enter incorrect password. Now tell me what should happen. Now what should
S3.
happen? S3. S3 means we have to
Third
reach
attempt.
third attempt. Please remember. Now come to this S3. So third attempt. Now in third attempt, user will enter correct password. Now tell me, from S3 to, it has to get changed to which state?
S4.
S4.
S4. S4 means what? Home page has to get displayed. Okay. Now third attempt only, incorrect password user will enter. Third attempt only, incorrect password. Now tell me, from S3 to S5, it has to reach.
S5.
S5 means what? Display a message as account locked. Please consult administrator. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
No,
No
sir.
doubts, no?
No, sir.
No.
So same thing here, pictorially I have explained. That's all. So these are the test cases. Okay, these are the test cases. You have to just check. First attempt, okay. Correct password you enter. Okay. In the first attempt only, incorrect password you enter. So you have to check. First attempt, correct password if you are entering means what should happen. In the first attempt, incorrect password if you are entering means what should happen. Like that. State 2. Second attempt, correct password if you are entering means what should happen, you have to check. What will happen, you have. In second attempt, incorrect password if you enter, what will happen, you have to check. Same for S3 as well. See, S4, S5, these states are independent states, not dependent states. Please remember. So, read this first point, Pooja and Manasa, read this first point.
In state transition technique, changes in input condition change the state of application.
Here you see here. Here you see. Correct password we entered. So, state of the application from S1 to S4 it got changed. It got changed, it not got changed.
It got changed.
Not changed. Okay, now S1 and then in password we will enter. Now tell me. S1, S2. So states got changed or not got changed?
It got changed.
It got changed. Please remember, my dear students. So in state transition technique, changes in input conditions change the state of the application. So third point, you just read it once again. The test engineer can perform this action by entering various input conditions in a sequence. Correct? No. See, this is in sequence only, no? These are nothing but input conditions. Are you people getting my point? In
Yes.
sequence,
Yes, sir.
S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. Correct? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Here
Yes,
you
sir.
see. You notice it. In state transition technique, the testing team provides positive as well as negative input test values for evaluating the system behavior. Here you see. Positive input, correct password. Incorrect password means what? Negative input. So I hope all 3 points got conveyed for you people.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Fine. So please quickly write on this. So while copying, please understand and copy. Here you see here. In state transition technique, you put comma. Next you write down changes in input conditions change the state of the application.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Copied, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir.
So please copy down this thing correctly.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
I'm so sorry, Manasa and Pooja. I'm so sorry
That's okay, sir.
It's okay, sir.
because I got a very urgent call from abroad. So that is the reason. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. So
Thank
you
you.
have understood and completely copied, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So which is the next technique? Manasa and Pooja, please quickly.
Error guessing.
Error guessing. See, name itself is telling guessing. Okay, guessing. Let me read the first point. Error guessing is one of the techniques used to find bugs in a software application based on test engineers' prior experience. See, fresher level people cannot go with this error guessing. Why they cannot go with this error guessing technique? Tell me, Pooja and Manasa.
Because they do not know what may be the defects or bugs they are going to.
See, for example, Manasa is 10 years experience. Manasa is having 10 years of experience in banking domain. So for banking domain, whichever applications the company develops, so Manasa is going to take care of those applications. So Manasa will be knowing each and everything. If I give this kind of information, software will accept or it will not accept. So some bugs Manasa can tell. Oh, so if this is the situation, means at this situation we may encounter this type of bug. So Manasa can tell. Now Pooja is just fresher level. See, she doesn't know anything about the software domain itself. So very freshly. Now, if I just give Pooja, you please test this banking application using error guessing. Tell me, Manasa and Pooja. Pooja will be in the position to test that application using error guessing technique?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No. Why? Because Pooja is not having that much experience. But Manasa, 10 years experienced lady she is. She knows in and out of that application, especially banking application. She'll be knowing really well about that application. If I give this kind of inputs, whether that application will accept or not accept, and if she gives any kind of input, so bug will come, bug will not come, she can tell or she can guess to that level. Please remember, Pooja and Manasa, error guessing can be only implemented by experienced test engineers. Second point, in error guessing, we don't follow any specific rules. Tell me, Pooja and Manasa, in the first technique, equivalence, some rules we followed now.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Boundary value analysis, some rules we followed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Decision table, state transition. You take any kind of technique, we have followed one or the other rules. Remember. So in error guessing, we don't follow any specific rules. Next, it depends on engineers' analytical skills and experience. See, if you are good at analysis, if you are good at analyzing the working of the application, okay, you can use this error guessing to test the software product. And even experience matters a lot. At first point itself, or initially itself, I have told, most frequently, error guessing test design technique can be implemented by the experienced test engineers. Third point, once again, I will repeat, please listen to me. If you want to implement error guessing test design technique, so completely it depends on test engineers' analytical skills and experience. I hope 3 points it has been clear, Pooja and Manasa.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now last point, example. See, this is just experience. One application is there, submitting a form without entering values. Okay. Next, entering invalid values such as entering alphabets in the numeric field. Means submitting a form with entering values means what? So we will be encountering with the error. Tell me, will it work? Tell me, will it work? Submitting form without entering values. Will it work?
No, sir.
It will not work. Read that second point. Invalid values you enter. Okay. So you are supposed to enter numbers. Instead of numbers, you will enter alphabets. Tell me, the text field should accept number values, alphabets values.
Number. It
Number
should
values.
accept number values.
It should accept number values. If we are providing alphabets to the text field, don't you think it is going to throw an error for you?
Yes, sir.
So this is nothing but error guessing. See, this you can guess by the experience. See, Manasa can tell submitting a form without entering values, registration form. Why? Because Manasa would have tested lot of banking applications. But Pooja will not be knowing this. Correct, Pooja?
Yes, sir.
So even Manasa can guess like this. So one text field will be there. The text field will accept numbers. Instead of numbers, if we provide alphabets, 100% it is going to throw an error. This error guessing technique will be used. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Manasa, no doubts, ma?
No, sir.
Okay. So please quickly copy down as it is. While copying, understand and copy. So once done, please inform me.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay. So with this we have completed all the test designs. So importance of test design techniques initially itself I have told for you people. So all these things you will get to know how to implement when we start with the project. But now theoretically you understand, practically how to implement all these things. Once you start with the project, you will 100% get to know. But as a test engineers, you should be knowing test design techniques. At least these 5 techniques. See, in the real time, there are many kind of test design techniques. Out of lot of test design techniques, these 5 are frequently will be used in any project to test any software product, any kind of software product, to derive the test cases. Keep in keep one thing in your mind, that testing you should be doing effectively. More time or less time?
Less time.
Very good. Okay, fine. Now, so please take down heading as software testing life cycle. In brackets, you write down as STLC and mark this concept as very much important. Software testing life cycle. In brackets, you write down STLC. Now, Pooja and Manasa, please focus. What is this SDLC, software development life cycle.
Different stages of involved in a software development, developing a software product.
SDLC already Govinda, go from your mind. Huh?
No, sir. We were busy writing, so.
Don't tell all those reasons.
No, sir. No, sir.
Huh?
We have not forgotten.
I'm your trainer. I will agree. But in the place of me, if any interviewer is there, means you just imagine. Will he be agreeing your answer?
No,
Will he be
no,
agreeing your reasons?
no, sir.
I don't know. I will not take those reasons only. We were very much busy in writing. We were very much busy in work. I don't know. SDLC. Why? What is that? Step-by-step procedure
The procedure.
followed to develop the software.
Software product.
Okay. So to develop the software product, some steps we are going to follow. Correct, right? Which are
Yes,
those
sir.
steps? Can you people tell me which are those steps? Requirement
Requirement
analysis.
analysis, feasibility study,
Yes.
design,
Very good.
coding,
Very
testing,
good.
installation, and maintenance.
Pooja already she got fired. What this Dabba fellow is telling to us only, huh? We are studying like anything day and night, huh? In 10 seconds he told that you people are not studying only, huh? This
Yes,
fire
sir.
I want in you people every time. Good, huh? Good. Huh? So requirement analysis. So how to perform this activity to develop the software product, we got to know. Feasibility study also we got to know. Design, coding, testing, installation, maintenance. So these are some steps we follow to develop the software product. Do you agree with my point, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please remember your software testing life cycle is there, no? It is part of your software development life cycle. Can you prove this? Can you tell me the reason, Pooja and Manasa? Why your software testing life cycle is part of your software development life cycle?
Because the software development life cycle
There is
includes
one phase
testing
called as
procedures.
testing. Correct? In the testing phase, STLC will come. Software testing life cycle. So that is the reason. Okay, that is the reason we just tell software testing life cycle is part of software development life cycle. Since testing is one of the activity involved in software development life cycle. So that is the reason we can tell software life cycle is part of software development life cycle. So in the interview they will ask, can you comment? Software testing life cycle is part of software development life cycle. So at that situation, your answer to the interviewer should be like this. Sir, in software development life cycle, there is one phase by name testing. So in testing, software testing life cycle will be involved. Some activities to test the software product will be involved. So that is the reason, sir. Software testing life cycle is part of software development life cycle. Pooja and Manasa, are you people getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is software development life cycle? Steps involved to develop the software product. Now, software testing life cycle, can you people define?
Step by step procedure followed to test the software product.
Or in other words, steps followed to test the software product effectively. Steps to be followed to test the software product effectively. Clear, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you focus. So to test the software product effectively, you have to follow one step, requirement analysis. Then you have to follow test planning. Then you have to follow test case development. Then you have to follow NVDC. Then we have to follow test execution. Then we have to follow test cycle closure. If you are following all of these steps, you can test the software product effectively. Please remember, however you want, you cannot test the software product. Manasa. However you want, you cannot test the software product. Some set of steps you all are supposed to follow. So all those steps are involved in software testing life cycle. So step number 1 is requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, environment setup, test execution, test cycle closure. So when you are completing all these steps, you are not supposed to miss even single step. One single simple step also you are not supposed to miss. If you are completing all the steps, then you can come to conclusion, yes, I have tested the software product. Yes. Understood, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir.
Don't worry. In requirement analysis step, to test the software product effectively, what activities we should be performing. Same like that only. In the test planning step, what activities we have to follow in order to test the software product effectively. So we will discuss regarding that. Same as like that in the test case development step also, in order to test the software product effectively. So what activities we have to perform in test case development, we will be discussing. Like that environment setup, test execution, test cycle closure. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Testing life cycle heading have you all taken, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So below that you write down steps to be followed, steps to be followed, steps to be followed to test the software product, test to be followed, steps to be followed to test the software product effectively. Effectively. Tell me, is called as what?
Software testing.
Software testing life cycle.
Right. Written software testing
Yes.
life cycle. Note you take down. Note. STLC is part of SDLC. STLC is part of SDLC. Full stop. Continue. In SDLC, testing is involved. In SDLC, development life cycle. In SDLC, testing is involved. Comma. In testing phase. We have to perform In testing phase, we have to perform some set of activities to test the software product. To test the software product. Which is nothing but STLC, means software testing life cycle. STLC. Understood, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the interview, if anybody asks,
Yes, sir.
okay. After fresh line you take down. Next line. So in STLC, following steps are involved. In STLC, following steps are involved. Okay. All of you copy down the diagram as it is. Don't worry. In few minutes we will get to know. To test the software product, in requirements analysis phase, what activities we have to perform. To test the software product, in test planning phase, what activities we have to perform. To test the software product, in test case development phase, what activities we have to follow. To test the software product, in environment setup phase, what activities we have to follow. In test execution phase, to test the software product, what activities we have to perform. Like that, to test the software product, what activities we have to perform in test cycle closure phase. So in some time we will understand. So for now you just copy down each and every steps as it is. Once done, please inform me.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay, super. Now here you notice. Okay. So here there is one table. So in this table I have tabulated each and every phase. Each and every phase I have tabulated. So in order to perform each and every step, so what prerequisites you require, so what activities you have to perform, and who will be the responsible for that step, and what will be the outcome finally after performing that step. So I have tabulated over here. So test planning is there, test designing development is there, test execution is there, defect reporting and tracking is there, test closure or sign off is there. So we have left out with which one? Environment setup. Correct? Environment setup we have left out. Correct, Ranga? Correct, Ranga?
Yes, sir.
So don't worry. So regarding this environment setup, in detail, I'll be speaking about in the future. Don't worry about that. So for now, you just understand how to perform testing phase, how to perform test designing and development phase, test execution, defect reporting and tracking, test closure, and then what? Test sign. Okay, fine. Now, first phase, test planning. What is this test planning? Oh, now, Pooja and Manasa, you both are civil engineers, correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Oh, if you both have to construct one building, first, don't you think you are going to prepare a plan?
Yes, sir.
Correct, right? First, you will prepare a plan, then only you will start to construct the building. So, plan should be there. So, same way here also in the testing department, to test the software product, they will plan for that. What to test, how to test, when to test. So, this is nothing but what? Test planning. Next, however you want, you cannot perform this test planning, my dear Pooja and Manasa. So some inputs are required. Some prerequisites are required. Project plan document you should be having. Next, functional requirements document you should be having. Refer to the project plan document. You should understand each and everything that are specified in the project plan. Next, one more document is there, functional requirements document. So you have to understand each and everything specified in functional requirements document. So after referring to these two documents, after understanding the things specified in these two documents, then only you can perform test planning phase. Or then only you can perform test planning. Understood? Pooja and Manasa, any doubts?
No, sir.
Now,
No, sir.
activities. See, in test planning, identify the resources. This is the first activity we have to perform. We have to identify the resources. So, this is the project. To test this application, how many number of resources, human resources are required? And then, who is good at testing this kind of application? So, we have to identify the resources. Same way in the case of constructing building also, right? So, some Gare people, you will identify Gare people, Mestri, everything, no?
Yes, sir.
Same way here also. Team formation. You will just create one team. Next, test estimation means in how many number of days you have to complete testing the application. For performing system testing, how much time it is required? For performing GUI testing, how much time is required? For performing performance testing, how much time is required? So they will just estimate, and even they will estimate about number of human resources as well. See, simply they cannot perform test planning. Please remember. Next, preparation of test plan. Next, reviews on test plan. See, test plan is one document. So, when you prepare the document, you have to review the document. Next, test plan sign. Next, you have to exit from that step. And again, however you want, you cannot exit from that activity, test plan. There will be some set of conditions which has to get satisfied. After those conditions getting satisfied, you are supposed to get exit from that step. So you need not to worry much about this test planning phase and all. Why? Because frequently you will not be involved in this phase. Please remember. Which is the next column? Pooja and Manasa, please tell me.
Test case development.
Hey,
What's the next
no,
one?
responsibility.
Responsibility. Here you see, test lead or test engineer. See, 70%, okay, of the responsibility will be there. Only 30% test manager responsibility will be there. So in test planning step. Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Next, outcome. After doing all these activities, outcome will be test plan document. In future, you can use to test the software product effectively. Understood? Planning phase, Pooja and Manasa.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, test designing or development. Here we write something called as test scenarios, test cases. Here, my dear students, your responsibility will be more. In test designing or development phase, your responsibility will be more. Now, let me just discuss about the input. So, in order to perform this step, test designing or development, you should refer project plan document. You should understand each and everything specified in the project plan. Next, you have to refer functional requirements. You have to understand each and everything present in the functional requirements document. Next, you have to refer to the test plan document. You have to refer to the design documents. You have to use. So don't worry, in the next session regarding use cases, I will speak. For now, you just understand use cases is one document. So the document we have to refer. So understood? What are the prerequisites required to perform test designing or test development? Please tell me, my dear Pooja and Manasa.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coming to this activities. See, in this phase, test designing or development, we will prepare test scenarios. Regarding test scenarios, you both are aware, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Preparation of test cases. Don't worry. In the upcoming session, I will be discussing. Preparation of test scenarios, you got to know. Preparation of test cases. In the upcoming session, you will get to know. But please remember, in test design or development, preparation of test scenarios activity we will perform. Afterwards, preparation of test cases activity we will perform. Once you prepare test cases, those test cases has to be checked. So that is nothing but reviews on test cases. Next, traceability matrix you have to perform, which is nothing but you have to verify for each and every requirements you have written the test cases or not. Correct? No. According to the requirements only we are going to write the test cases. If we miss one requirement, effectively we cannot test the software product. If we just miss one requirement, for one requirement, if we are not writing the test case, effectively we cannot test the software product. Do you agree with my point, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is the reason traceability matrix we have to perform. We will just map requirement numbers and then test case numbers. We will just compare requirement numbers and then test case numbers. By that we will get to know for all the requirements test cases we have written it or not. So by doing this we will get to know for any requirement have we missed to write the test cases or not. Understood, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So regarding this traceability matrix, some 15 minutes to 20 minutes explanation is there. I will be giving that explanation, you don't worry. So roughly you understand this much regarding traceability matrix. Next, test cases size. Means you have to get exit from the test designing or test development phase. Again, some set of conditions will be there. After those conditions getting satisfied, then only you are supposed to get sign off. Next, responsibility. Test lead, team lead, 30% responsibility will be there. But majority of the responsibility will be test engineers. That is you people, beginners. Now, outcome. When you perform this step, test designing or development, test cases document you can produce. And as well as you can produce traceability matrix. Two documents you can prepare through this phase called as test designing or development. Next, third one, test execution. Now you please notice, to perform this phase, functional requirements you have to refer. You have to understand functional requirements. Next, test plan you have to refer. Test cases you have to refer. And build should be there. Okay, build should be ready. Please remember. To execute the test cases, build should be there. See, execution means what? You will provide some inputs to the software product. You will just check software product is actually working correctly or not. What is test execution? We will provide some inputs to the software product. We will just check actually software product is working properly or not. So this is nothing but what? Test execution. So for this, build should be there. Pooja and Manasa, please tell me what is build?
Software product.
Piece of software product
With
that will
few
be having some
functionalities.
few functionalities.
Okay. So these are the inputs that you all are supposed to have to perform this step called as test execution, which is part of testing activity. Okay. Now, in this test execution, we will have environment setup. So one computer we are going to set up. So computer is what? Combination of hardware and software. To test that software product, what hardware configuration should be required? As that we will just configure all the hardwares. To test that software application, what sort of softwares are required? According to that softwares we are going to configure. So we will prepare one computer. Why that computer? To test the software product, or in other words, to execute the test cases, or in other words, to perform test execution phase. Clear, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Environment setup means preparing one computer to execute the test cases or to perform test execution. That's all. Clear, this activity?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Next,
sir.
executing test cases. Next, preparation of test report or test log means how many number of test cases you executed, how many number of test cases got passed, how many number of test cases got failed. So you have to just prepare one report on that. Next, identifying defects. So these many activities you will perform in test execution phase. See, roughly I am explaining all these activities. Don't worry, in detail about each and every activities, as and when the time comes I will explain. Roughly I am explaining, that's all. Don't get gabrified. Next, responsibility. So who will get involved in test execution? Test lead or team lead. Very less responsibility. 90% majority of the responsibility will be on test engineers. That is you people. Clear, Pooja and Manasa?
Yes, sir.
So outcome of this step is what? Test reports. So test reports. So that is what? So how many number of test cases got passed? how many number of test cases got failed, how many number of test cases got executed. Next, defect reporting and tracking. See, while executing the test cases, you will identify the defects. See, after identifying the defects, as a test engineers, you are not supposed to keep those defects in your pocket. Please remember. Those defects you should report to the developers. Once you report to the developers, as a test engineer, you have to track whether developer has fixed the bug or not. Defect reporting and tracking. So for this input is test cases should be there, test reports should be there. Activities. Defect report we are going to prepare, and then we will report the defects to developers. Next, responsibility. Test lead or team lead, 10% of responsibility will be there. 90% of the responsibility will be for test engineers. Finally, we will get a defect report. Last one, test closure or sign off. After performing each and every activities, so we will get one idea. Yes, completely we have tested the software product. We will get one conclusion. Then we have to perform test closure or test sign off. So for this, test reports should be there, defect reports should be there. In this test closure or test sign off activity, so test reports we have to analyze. We have to analyze bug reports, and then we have to analyze or we have to think about exit criteria to stop testing. So here 70% of the responsibility will be of test lead or test manager. 30% test engineers. Finally, test summary reports we are going to get. So till now, briefly we have understood regarding software testing life cycle. To test the software product, what activities we have to perform, we have understood. Till now, any doubts, Pooja and Manasa?
No, sir.
Pooja?
No, sir.
Okay. So take screenshot of this. Later, you please copy the same thing into your notes. Screenshot taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So in today's session, any doubts are you people having?
No doubts, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, one more. Can you give one more example for state transition?
One more example, you take your banking application only, no? Not with respect to
Okay.
login functionality.
Hmm.
For transferring amount, first attempt, your 3 attempts, you will, for example, first attempt you will enter wrong account number. Second attempt, wrong account. Third attempt, wrong account number. Finally, what has to happen?
Or block transaction.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever came across this?
No.
Okay. So this is new experience, no? But you understood, no?
Yes, sir. Understood.
So like this you understand. See, when you give inputs, software has to change from one state to another state. Okay. See,
Okay.
3 attempts. 3 attempts. In the first attempt, if you are entering wrong account number, it has to allow you to enter one more time. In second attempt also, if you are failing to enter valid account number, it has to allow third attempt. So finally, block that transaction only. So for 24 hours, you will not be able to what? You will not be able to what?
Do any transactions.
Understood now? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Manasa, any doubts?
No, sir.
Fine, guys. We will meet in the next session. So tomorrow, recorded session will be shared with you people. Okay. So tomorrow,
Okay.
you please watch the recorded session. And Monday, we will have the session. Okay. So maybe by Tuesday, I will complete all the manual testing concepts. So from Wednesday, we are going to start with project. Okay, ma?
Okay, sir.
Fine. Good night. Please take care. God bless you people.
Good night, sir.
Good night.